Good morning, my beloved student. I'm very happy to be here, that we can meet again in this occasion. So, how are you today? Are you ready to learn? Okay. For this occasion, we will have a new subject that is Introduction to Translation. Okay. Let's start by defining the translation so you can know the definition of the translation. Translation is a process to understand the source text and rewrite it into target text. So it shows the likeness between the source text and the target text. Also a relation between target text and target culture. The person who conducted the translation called as translator. Besides translation, there is also a translation studies. The difference is translation converts source text into target text, while the translation studies is more wider. The word studies stands for study, knowledge, or research. According to Caroli in 2017, he stated that translation studies investigates several crucial issues in translation perspective. Some are the translator and the social context, source and target culture, the process of thinking in translation, translator training, translator ethic, and so on. There are lots of definitions. Experts define in various ways, but I think the point is the same. It's about converting the source text into target text. While according to Bell in 1991, translation have three definitions. The first, translating, menerjemahkan, as a process to translate an activity, not a material object or an output. The second, a translation, sebuah penerjemahan, as a product or result from translation process. And the last is translation, penerjemahan, as a noun, as an abstract concept that included translation process and the product of the translation. Now we're talking about principle of translation. This is also important. There are principles in translation. Many experts have different ideas of translation principles. According to Dole in Monday in 2008, there are 5 principles in translation. He mentioned the first, the translator have to expertise the aim and material of the source text. The second, translator have to own a good understanding of target language. The third, translator have to avoid word-for-word translation. The fourth, translator have to avoid the non-standard form or Latin form. And the last, translator have to arrange words to avoid ambiguity. Now we'll move on to the translator responsibility or duty. The first, a translator should study how the source text is structured, how it is used in certain cases by certain people or purposes, and how it relates to the target culture and language. The second, translators should be able to express the meaning of source text. The third, the translator should be able to express the idea of source text. The fourth, the translator should be able to express the style of source text. And the last, the translator should be able to keep the secret of its clients and their products. Now we'll move on to the strategy. Experts use the term strategy, theory, or technique as a tool to translate. The terms are different or various, but the function is the same as a tool. One of the experts, Chesterman in 1997, advocated several strategies into 3 domains. The first is syntactic. It covered literal translation, loan or calque, transposition, unit shift, phrase structure change, clause structure change, sentence structure change, cohesion change, level shift, and themes change. The second is semantic. It covered synonymy, antonymy, hyponymy, converses, abstraction change, distribution change, emphasis change, paraphrase, trope change, and other semantic change such as modulation. And the last is pragmatic. It covered cultural filtering, explicitness change, information change, interpersonal change, elocutionary change, coherence change, partial translation, visibility change, trans editing, and other pragmatic change. Okay, the first is the syntactic, the first is the literal translation. This strategy is known as the word-for-word translation. This strategy is not suitable to translate idiomatic expression, phrasal verb, metaphor, implicit text, and other literal text because the result will not be natural. The example, she eats kiwi in balcony, translated as dia makan buah kiwi di teras atas. The next is loan or calc. Loan or borrowing or peminjaman is a strategy that translates word or phrase by borrow from the source text, mostly dominated by noun. This strategy covered pure borrowing and naturalized borrowing. Pure borrowing is a strategy to borrow word or phrase without adjustment in the target text, while the naturalized borrowing is a strategy to translate with adjustment in phonemic and lexis of the target text. The example of the pure borrowing, this ramen is too spicy, translated as mie ramen ini rasanya terlalu pedas. And the example of the naturalized borrowing, he will be back to the store for some accessories, translated as dia akan kembali ke toko untuk membeli beberapa aksesoris. While calc or calque is a borrowing of word and lexis that adjusts with the phonemic and lexis of the target text. And the use is for the organizational name, institution, product, and so on. This strategy is similar with the literal, only the use is different. The example, they are waiting for the Lieutenant General, translated as mereka menunggu kedatangan Lieutenant General. The next is transposition. This strategy translates a word class into a different word class in the target text. The example, when they were children, they climbed this custard apple tree. Translated as ketika mereka masih kecil, mereka memanjat pohon sirkaya ini. The word children is a noun, translated as kecil as adjective. The next is unit shift. Unit shift is a strategy to translate unit of grammatical structure such as morpheme, word, phrase, clause, and sentence. The example, Danny is kind to me, he gives me free lunch, I'm happy to know him, a nice friend. Translated as, Danny baik kepadaku, dia memberiku makan siang gratis, saya senang dapat mengenalnya, Danny adalah seorang teman yang baik. The next is the phrase structure change. This strategy changes the phrase unit only, such as adjective into noun and so on. The example, the sweetness ice cream roll, translated as es krim gulung yang manis. It changed the noun phrase into adjective phrase. The next is the sentence structure change. This strategy translates the main clause into subclause and its reversal. The example, I failed on French examination although I enjoyed learning French. Translated as, saya menikmati belajar bahasa Prancis walaupun saya gagal dalam ujian bahasa Prancis. The clause I failed on French examination translated as subclause as walaupun gagal dalam ujian bahasa Prancis. The next is the clause structure change. This strategy changes the clause unit, such as independent to dependent, infinite to infinite, active to passive voice, transitive to intransitive, and so on. The example is the word fix, translated as diperbaiki. The next is cohesion change. Cohesion change is a strategy applied to the text that has relationship or intratextual. It covers ellipsis, pembuangan, substitution, penggantian, pronominalization, promina, and repetition, pengulangan. The example of repetition, I want to go to restaurant but I can't. translated as saya mau pergi ke restoran tetapi saya tidak bisa pergi ke restoran. In the repetition strategy, the translator repeated the translating of the word restaurant, although it lies relationship. The use of this strategy will make text a little bit boring. The next is the level shift. This strategy translates into a different level. The example, Ron has stopped eating ramen. Translated as, Ron sudah berhenti makan mie ramen. In the source text, the sign of tense is present perfect, translated into sudah in the target text. That means there is a shift in the level of tense in the word. The next is sim change. This strategy is used to create a style of language or register. It usually applied in literature text. This strategy covered parallelism, repetition, alliteration, and metrical writing. Example, dia teman saya dan ibunya juga. Translated as, she is my colleague and his mother is also my company. The above target text is translated into scheme of alliteration, metrical writing. There is the sameness in the phonetic and prefix co from the words colleague and company. Next, we'll move on to the semantic, and the first is synonymy. This strategy translates without normative equivalence, but using the closest synonym. The example, he eats hamburger while I eat spaghetti. Translated as, dia memakan hamburger sedangkan saya menyantap spaghetti. The word eats in the source text has meaning of makan in target text, but the translator used the synonym santap. The next is antonymy. This strategy used a crossword in negation context. The example, what a smart boy, translated as anak yang bodoh. The next is hyponymy. This strategy groups the words. In other words, it groups the specific words into a single general word. The example, he is over there looking for skipjack tuna, salmon, tiger shark, and stingray. Translated as, dia ada di sebelah sana mencari ikan. The next is converses. This strategy is similar with the antonymy, but this strategy translates the word pair in cross perspective. Example, his cat is fat, but his dogs look like school. Translated as, kucingnya gemuk tetapi anjing-anjingnya kurus. The next is abstraction change. This strategy is a shift from abstract into concrete, or its reversal. The example, he said that he saw birds and stars were flown around his head. Translated as, dia bilang bahwa saat itu dia pusing. The next is the emphasis change. This strategy focuses on some feature or important thing by giving a pressure as a addition or a reduction. The example of the reduction, the landscape of Bromo Mount is awesome. The river is big and the water is crystal clear. Frog sings in the riverside. Translated as, pemandangan Gunung Bromo sangat keren, sungainya besar dan airnya jernih. The next is distribution change. This strategy translates with two methods, expansion and compression. The first is expansion, that used to distribute or deliver semantic component by liquid the unit. The morpheme, word, phrase, clause, without changing the semantic component or still in the same component. While the compression uses to compress the unit morpheme, word, phrase, clause without change the semantic component or still in the same component. Example, he lost his life yesterday after hospitalized for 2 weeks. Translated as, dia wafat kemarin setelah dirawat di rumah sakit selama 2 minggu. The phrase lost his life compresses the semantic component into a single word, wafat, with the same meaning. The next is paraphrase. This strategy aims to express the source text through the translator's context understanding. The example, the ship hit by a huge wave. The Neptunus was furious. Translated as, ombak besar menerjang kapal, kondisi laut sedang tidak bagus, ombak kencang dan besar. Kondisi ini membuat para penumpang histeris dan mengenakan jaket penyelamat. The next is the trope change. This strategy translates figurative expression. Example, her smile is like the sunrise. Translated as, senyumannya seperti terbitnya matahari. The next is other semantic change, which is modulation. This strategy of modulation, translated the change of sense and deixis, refers to the space, persona, and time. Example, where the artery become narrow. Translated as, ketika jalanan protokol mengecil. The translator thought that the function of the word where as a time, not a space. We move on to the pragmatic domain. The first is the cultural filtering. This strategy covered naturalization and domestication or adaptation. Naturalization translates the natural expression and giving an easy equivalence to understand by the target reader, while adaptation, that similar to domestication, translates with the adjustment to target culture. The example of the naturalization, Mr. Sukarno and Mr. Hatta were the first president and vice president of Indonesia. Translated as, Bung Karno dan Bung Hatta adalah presiden dan wakil presiden pertama Republik Indonesia. The next is explicitness change. This strategy translates the implicit into explicit. The example, he is waiting at the arrival terminal. Translated as, dia menunggu di terminal kedatangan Bandara Kandura. The next, information change. This strategy adds or reduces information usually used for the part of summary and conclusion. The example, Inter Milan wins 2020 and 21 Italian Championship. Inter Milan translated as, Inter Milan, sebuah klub sepak bola dari kota Milan, menjuarai kompetisi Liga Italia tahun 2020-21. The next is illocutionary change. This strategy translates with the change of the mood or the speech act, such as interrogative to exclamation, and so on. The example is, don't you look beautiful? Translated as, penampilanmu cantik. The next is interpersonal change. This strategy focuses on language style or register by changing the formality level, emotion level, and technical level. Translators should adjust with the aim of the target reader. The example, mind if I joined? Translated as, boleh ane bergabung? The pronoun I in source text translated as ane, that a form of informal pronoun. The formal form of a pronoun I is saya or aku for the target text. The next is coherence change. This strategy applies to fix bad arrangement in clause, sentence, and paragraph. The example, those who could not work magic were, to the son's mind, worthless. Translated as, menurut anak ini, Orang-orang yang tidak memiliki kekuatan sihir sama sekali tak berharga. The next is partial translation. This strategy translates partial of the text, mainly the point of the text, conclusion, transcript, sound, and direct sentence or expression. Example, tweet, tweet, tweet. Bird sings melodiously. Translated as tweet, tweet, tweet. The next is visibility change. This strategy translates by giving footnote or bracket as an explanation. The example, the government will ask UNHCR to settle the case of people smuggling. Translated as pemerintah akan meminta UNHCR untuk menangani kasus penyelundupan manusia. UNHCR adalah badan PBB yang menangani masalah pengungsi dan orang tanpa negara. Kurung buka penerjemah kurung tutup. The next is trans-editing. The strategy translates bad grammar and lexis into a good one in the target text. So the translation will be like an editing. The example, Demet Olson who offered pudding, Anna said I don't love pudding. Translated as mereka bertemu dengan Olson yang menawarkan kue puding. Anna berkata saya tidak suka puding. And the next is other pragmatic changes. This strategy translates the layout such as alignment or translating dialect. The example, good day mate, translated as hi bro. Good day is Australian dialect, translate into American dialect. I think that's all I can deliver the material to you, and for this occasion I also give you assignment. Please write down the definition of the translation strategies advocated by Chesterman. Give example of the translation strategies, another different example. Submit the answer to rizaaries@gmx.com. The due date is on July 23rd, 2022. Alright, thank you very much. Don't be late.